What's going on, guys, and welcome back to We Want Picks. My name is Jacob, aka the Freckled Salamander, and I'm here to give you the most accurate predictions in the entire world for UFC Vegas 118. Before we get started, make sure you like that video, subscribe if you are new, and go to WeWantPicks.com to become the best capper you can in the entire world as well. Remember, it's not just about tailing picks. We got all sorts of tools to help you do all the research and make your plays yourself. Use our tools. Trust your reads. How much is it? Only $10. A month, not a card. We're not $50 a month, $100 a month. It's $10 a month. That's $250 a card. We got some great cards lined up. WeWantPicks.com. If you do nothing else, at least check out the website. It's absolutely beautiful. $10 a month. Sign up. Let's get right in to the first fight. First fight of the night, we got Ketlen Souza versus my girl, my darling, my doll, Ariane Carnelossi. This has the opportunity to be an absolute banger. I know there's like, 3 female fights on this card, and it's on the prelims. We're going to be like, oh man, bathroom break after bathroom break. This one could be a banger. Is it going to be? Probably not. I do think that Ketlen Souza is going to come in with that wrestling that she tried to bring against Bruno Brazil. This should be an easier opponent to take down. Not quite as tall when you're trying to get those singles. Ariane Carnelossi, as though she's she's kind of built like me. She kind of got the shoulders and stuff. She can be taken down. I think that's going to be the game plan. But if these girls stand and bang, this could be an absolute barn burner because they both want to be the girl moving forward. They both want to be the one that's bringing the pressure. Ketlen can't drop the hands at times or really throw some combinations. Ariane is a little bit more stiff with her Muay Thai striking. But this should be a Ketlen Souza play. Even in the striking, she's probably a little bit more technical, probably got a little bit more pop to her shots. If it is striking, clinching without any takedowns, could be a little bit weird with the judging decision, but I assume that the pressure of Ariane Carnelossi is going to lead to the clinching, and in the clinching, Ketlen Souza, judo, takedown is going to get her down, be able to control on the ground. Outside chance for Ketlen, round 2, round 3 submission as the ground game starts adding up. We've seen Carnelossi start to slow down in fights before, but give me Ketlen Souza to get it done. Next fight, we got Chaves versus Duben. If you guys don't know my history with Duben, if you guys don't know who Duben is, big old chesticles. Let's just get it out there. Let's get right out in front of it. Big old chesticles. And those big old chesticles won us a ton of money on the Contender Series streams. If you guys don't know, I live stream just about every single card. I always go live on Tuesday Contender Series fights. We were watching the Contender Series fight with Duben, and I was like, oh my God, look at this girl doing jumping jacks. Let's bet on her just because she's a huge dog. Boom, found that big knockout. Turns out, was kind of a fluke. Probably should not be in the UFC. Duben and Chaves have a combined out of UFC opponent record of like 2-24. The difference is Chaves kind of knows how to throw punches. She can throw combinations. You saw her in her last fight, the first face of adversity, started getting busted up, bleeding. She kind of enjoyed that shit. Yeah, she did get dropped. That's something to take into consideration. She did get dropped in that second round, but she recovered, handled herself, won the split decision, was throwing technical shots, had good power, good pop on the extension, and Duben just kind of is who she is at this point. She's probably going to get a little bit better in each fight, but it's not going to be good enough because what she wants to do is just wing that overhand right, and she throws that that's not even like a setup, boom, boom, boom with an overhand. This is she ducks her head and just bombs like a Chuck Liddell overhand right. If she lands it, she lands it. It is what it is, but she's probably not UFC level. And although Chaves hasn't fought a lot of really high-level girls, you can see that she kind of has the technical abilities to be a UFC level girl. So I got to go Chaves here. Maybe there's wrestling or something like that. Duben's going to be throwing heavy. She's shown she's got power. Chaves, stay out of the way with it. Should be a Chaves play. Give me Chaves to get it done. Next up, we got Leavitt versus Joanderson, Brito. Woo! I mean, this should be Joanderson. Here's the issue with Joanderson, Brito that I have issues with all the time. Keep it fucking standing. Keep your space. Smart pressure. What did I say on the Tuesday breakdown with Angelo? If I'm Joanderson Brito's coach, I tell him, put your right hand in your pocket. Not literally, but figuratively. Don't bomb a right hand until you have this guy hurt or you defend the first takedown, because Jordan Leavitt is a patient guy. He's going to be doing his stupid little Muay Thai stance, pumping out that front kick, doing weird shit. You're going to see him bumping up and down like this, pumping out the front kick, jumping up and down. But if you wait for him to take that shot, it's not going to be a great shot. But if you come in and load up on an overhand right, he's going to time it. He has decent takedowns with that timing. And if you get taken down early, that is a recipe for disaster, especially for a guy like Joanderson Brito, he's not going to be Yadier Devalle, who's just going to lay on his back. He's going to try and scramble hard. And in those hard scrambles, Jordan Leavitt will aggressively find stuff. We've already seen Brito do stupid shit all the time, chasing guillotines versus Pat Sabatini, wrestling when he shouldn't wrestle. Sometimes when people wrestle him, he feels like he needs to wrestle back to show that he's a wrestler. I don't really get it. Stay at space with this guy, Jordan Leavitt. And if you defend, because Brito knows how to wrestle. He's a good wrestler. So as long as you don't overcommit with a shot and you just defend the takedowns, we saw Jordan Leavitt at 145 start to slow down in his last fight. Turns out Devalle, what the fuck his name is, an absolute fucking poo-poo machine. So Jordan Leavitt was able to keep doing some things in that fight. But you saw the very end of that fight, he was able to get on top. Talking about Devalle, but he just didn't have anything left. Brito, I promise you, just stay at space. Keep the jab, defend the first shot, and then you can start throwing those right hands. But if you get taken down early, could be bad news. But Joanderson Brito knows how to wrestle. He knows how to grapple. He's a little bit hard to trust at times, but he should be able to win this fight. I got to take Joanderson Brito, because even if Jordan Leavitt's getting an early takedown, if Brito just stays safe, gets to the second round, I think Brito, a little bit more comfortable at 145, has shown he can work through fights and stuff. I got to go Brito. Not a big Jordan Leavitt guy. Let's move on to the next one. Chelsea Chandler versus Priscila, Zombie Girl, Cachoeira. Another female fight, but the last one on this card. After this one, we can move on to the big stuff, and this should be the sloppiest of the three, which is really kind of weird to say, but it probably is going to be the sloppiest of the three. Chelsea Chandler, in my opinion, is probably going to wrestle. Priscilla's going to do what she's going to do. She's going to stalk. She's going to have that right hand loaded. She's going to stalk. She's going to throw it. And Chelsea's probably going to try and clinch, get her against the fence, and work the takedowns. If you look at her Instagram, she's working the takedown. She's working the grappling, a lot of gi stuff. I imagine she's going to come in with a wrestling game plan. I think there's an outside chance of a Chelsea Chandler by submission finish. But if Priscilla catches her, she's going to catch her. Chelsea Chandler has shown in fights that when she gets hit, she kind of freaks out. She kind of panics. We've seen her just run away from fights before. We've seen her knock down against Jocelyn Edwards. And Priscilla, to her credit, she is Zombie Girl for a reason, and she does have big power. But Chelsea Chandler, I imagine the game plan is going to be there. And if she gets a takedown attempt on Cachoeira, she should, in theory, be able to take her down. That's typically how she handles pressure fighters. She feels the pressure, gets into the clinch, gets the takedown. And I think on the ground, she's big enough, strong enough to be able to control a girl like Cachoeira. Outside chance for a sub finish. So I got to go Chelsea Chandler. Chase the sub. Other than that, I think I'd stay away from her. I don't trust her that much. Let's move on to the next one. Bruno Silva versus Edgar Chairez. And this one, in my opinion, could be an absolute banger of a fight. I know people have kind of gotten off the Edgar Chairez chain. I get it. His last fight was not great versus Felipe Bunes. And I went into that fight being, listen, Edgar Chairez, all he's got to do is weather that early storm, and then he's going to take over the fight. What happened? Early adversity, he weathered it, but he didn't quite take over that fight the way we would have liked to see an Edgar Chairez take over that fight, especially against a Felipe Bunes who has shown that he can slow down at fights. But this is a different fight than a Felipe Bunes. This isn't a Muay Thai counter striker going to take his time to where Edgar Chairez is kind of like waiting to pick his spots. I don't think that Bruno Silva is going to get a takedown and all the control with a body lock like a Felipe Bunes and just kind of wear down an Edgar Chairez. This, to me, feels like it's going to be like the Joshua Van fight. If you watch Bruno Silva fight, he fights almost exactly like Joshua Van. He's going to be a little bit more offensive with his takedown attempts, and I assume he's going to bring in a few takedown attempts in this fight. And if you're Edgar Chairez, I know you love the jiu-jitsu. I know you love chasing the guillotine and the front chokes, and maybe you're able to get one on a takedown attempt and stuff like that. But keep the space, defend the takedowns, because at space is where you are going to shine. But Bruno Silva fights like a Timu Joshua Van. He wants to stay in your face with a boxing. He'll eat a shot to give a shot. And if you watch that fight of Edgar Chairez versus Joshua Van, Edgar Chairez was looking fucking slick. I know he got hurt, a little body shot. It's not like he was getting beat up to the face. Little body shot, withstood it, almost finished that fight. But if you watch those boxing exchanges early, he beat up the front leg of Joshua Van, which I think he can do to Bruno Silva. And he really was landing a nice jab. You guys know I talk about the jab all the time. If Chairez can fucking stick, he's got that long fucking stick jab. He's not one of those guys that's sticking the jab off his back foot and just kind of pawing at it. He's one of those guys going to step in and stick that fucking jab. The issue is that he stays a little bit bladed in his stance, and when you're sitting on that front leg and you're sticking that jab, he has gotten his own front leg beaten up before. So there's going to be a very early tell in this fight. It's going to be the calf kicks of Bruno Silva versus the jab of Edgar Chairez. Which one takes effect more? And if you see Bruno Silva get eaten with the jab and start forcing takedowns and Edgar Chairez is defending those takedowns, that's a great early sign. If Edgar Chairez is sitting on that jab and he's getting that leg beat up and he's starting to get a little bit hesitant, that's a bad early sign. But I love the jab of Edgar Chairez. I think that just like Joshua Van was walking into calf kicks because he likes to stay heavy on his front leg, just like Bruno Silva, just like Joshua Van was walking into that jab and he was able to land combinations off that jab, I think the same thing happens here. But the good news is this isn't Joshua Van. This is Bruno Silva. We've seen him hurt. We've seen him knocked out. I think the jab starts adding up. He's forcing takedowns, defend the takedown, stay at space, jab, jab, jab. Right hand starts connecting, and we get a finish. This could be a close fight, but if the big thing to watch, if he gets that jab going early, I think he can dominate this fight. I think he gets the jab going early. It looks like the Joshua Van fight, but Bruno's not quite at the level of Joshua Van. Edgar Chairez gets it done as the underdog. Marcus McGhee versus Yannis. I know Marcus McGhee, right? He's going to be the pick. I'm going to pick him in this fight. I think he should use the wrestling early. Just like I said, Cody Haddon, was it Cody Haddon? Cody Haddon last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. Hey, get a takedown early. Take the pop out of that King Lang fucking shot and then see what happens. Because if you're able to initiate the grappling early and stuff like that, you can wear them down. And if you have success, you can go back to it. But you want to take the big pop out of these guys early. And Yannis has he's got fucking rock fist, man. He's got a lot of pop to his fucking shots. He's not afraid to throw those fucking hands. So if Marcus McGhee comes in and is like, oh, short notice opponent, I'm a big favorite, let me come in, switching stances, styling, that's how you get fucking caught. When you're in the pocket and you're trying to be cute and you're switching stances and you're squaring up, all of a sudden that hook comes and you're like, oh, fuck, what the hell's going on? And Yannis can knock out anybody in this fucking division. But technically, Marcus McGhee's better. Wrestling, Marcus McGhee's better. Grappling, Marcus McGhee's better. I don't want to say that, I'm hesitant on Marcus McGhee. I have a bet on Marcus McGhee. Go to WeWantPicks.com. Only $10 a month. You can see the whole slot, the whole slew from me, Angelo, Betsam, Kunith, Artem, everybody. Right? I'm picking Marcus McGhee. I want him to go to the wrestling and striking early, or wrestling and grappling early, just to test it. And if you have success, you have success, and you're taking a little bit of weight out of the shots of Yannis. But if he wants to strike, he's a technical guy as well. I like Yannis in his striking. Obviously a tough matchup for him. Give me Marcus McGhee to get it done. Ewo versus Junior Tafa. Ewo knockout. Ewo. Junior Tafa sucks. Junior Tafa sucks. Junior Tafa does not suck. At 205 pounds, he's either hurt or knocked out every single person that he's faced. Now, it seems like he's taking his career a lot more serious. He's been working on the wrestling. He's been working on the grappling. He's been training with Bobby Knuckles. Bobby Knuckles, again, coming to 205, getting ready for his fight and stuff like that. It's only been a few weeks and stuff, but this guy seems pretty locked in. His last fight, that was an easy fight. Got it done. It is what it is. And Ewo, we've seen. He has handled adversity and shown power, has knocked out everybody he has faced at this point. But we've seen him show adversity. We've seen him get hit. We've seen him get dropped. And a lot of people are going to say that it's like, yeah, we've seen it. He can recover. He's fine. He can handle power. Yeah, he can handle power. But at some point, you no longer can handle power. If I'm Ewo again, same thing. We've seen this guy have issues on the ground. You want to make a highlight? You want to stand and bang? This turns into a 50-50 fucking fight. In my opinion, this is a 50-50 fucking fight. This short guy versus Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa is not some guy that doesn't know, he's just winging wild shit. He's a technical fucking striker with technical fucking power. And if you come in and just start brawling with this guy, you've already seen against a guy that's actually not really that, like Ebo was just fucking like a brute. We've already seen him make the mistakes and get dropped in a fight like that. if you're a minus 400 favorite and you got all that judo, wrestling, grappling background that Iwo has against the guy, Junior Tafa, who has shown holes in his game, in the cardio, in the wrestling, and the grappling, be smart about it. Wait for him to overextend, grab him, throw him to the ground, and do what you need. That's what Iwo should do. But if Iwo comes in, back-to-back, 3 knockouts in a row, and wants to just stand and bang with Junior Tafa, yeah, he can probably knock out a guy like Junior Tafa. But we've never really seen Junior Tafa knocked out like that. Against DeLimo, whatever the fuck his name is, those were leg kicks. Leg kicks TKO. So I'm going to pick Iwo here because he does have the judo, the wrestling, and he has eaten a shot. He does have big power. But if he just stands and bangs with Junior Tafa, those minus 400 slips are going to look fucking dangerous. This is a 50-50 fight. Junior Tafa with a first round KO was like a plus 750 or something. Woo! Junior Tafa, first round club and sub submission is plus 8,000. Oh no, he might just get fucking wild on Saturday night. I got to go Iwo as a pick because he's a better overall mixed martial artist. But if he comes in acting like an asshole, he might get that asshole fucking blown out by Junior Tafa. Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. Matt Schnell is who he is. Well-rounded guy. If he had a chin, he'd be one of the top guys in the world. Very talented. Dangerous in the submissions. Nice fucking tight boxing. Issue is the chin. Same situation here, though. Almost like the Marcus McGhee, but a little bit different. If Costa comes in acting like an asshole, Matt Schnell can hurt anybody. He can snatch up submissions versus anybody. But if you're Costa, you just do what you do. Just treat it like a normal fight. I know you know this guy's chinny. You probably want to get the big fucking knockout and stuff like that, but you can't make mistakes versus Matt Schnell because although the finish is going to be there, let the finish find itself. Let the fucking knockout find itself. Just throw basic combinations. You're probably going to wobble him at some point with the jab. Then you can follow it up. If you force the grappling, you know how to wrestle. You know how to grapple. You're Diego's boy. Take your time. But if Costa comes in, just start winging shit, weird things can happen. We've seen Costa get knocked out as well. It's Amir Albazi and stuff like that. We've seen Costa out-grappled at times, even though he was able to survive that. I know he lost in Noche, but that was like a toe injury, a little bit of a weird situation. So I got to go Costa here. He's got boxing. He's got wrestling. He's got grappling. He should be better everywhere than Costa. Obviously, and then Schnell. Obviously, there's some weird things can happen, but this should be a Costa play. I don't know. Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago. Border Boy Luna. Whew. Man, I wish this wasn't short notice. If this was not short notice for Santiago Luna, and the odds were still like plus 120, plus 115, underdog odds for him, oh man, I'd be fucking jumping on. I'd be fucking balls deep in that shit. I'm going to stay away a little bit. We're going to definitely have some action on Santiago on Saturday. And he is going to be my pick for this fight. But I do worry slightly about the short notice. Bryce Mitchell at 135 looked pretty good against Saeed. But he was kind of lucky that Saeed was slowing down in that fight. Saeed is a known gasser in the UFC. And Bryce, like the cardio was here. And it was kind of like going down to get, it was like do. And Bryce was just a little bit more in the cardio range. And Bryce showed in that fight, like even when he's slowing down, he can out tough positions. Got out of like a guillotine situation and can roll through submissions. Against Santiago Luna, who should be, I think he's the better striker, even though, you know, I don't really love the striking of Santiago, but he should be the better striker. He should have the volume. He should have the pressure. If you guys don't know, this guy was like a national wrestling. He's been wrestling like his whole life. He should honestly be like the better, like on paper wrestler. Obviously, when it comes to MMA and strikes are thrown and jiu-jitsu and it's all put together, it's a little bit different. But Santiago Luna like should be better everywhere. The issue is going to be if he comes in with that crazy pace and whatever that he tries to put on people, and then it's short notice, and this turns into like a 50-50 who's going to give more heart in the second, in the third. I'm not saying Santiago Luna doesn't have the heart or whatever, but Bryce Mitchell has a little bit of a size advantage coming down 145, now down at 135, and he's shown that he can kind of out-tough those positions. So if this gets out of the first round, which I think it's probably going to, you're going to know how this fight's going to go probably 2 or 3 minutes into that second round. Is Luna still keeping that pace? Is he still in there? Is he defending the takedowns? Is he on top of a Bryce Mitchell? But if it starts getting into like second round, we're at the 3-minute mark and Bryce just got a takedown and Luna's on his back, it's going to be like oh, fuck. Bryce is probably just going to dog this fight out. So probably a close fight just because of the short notice, but he came in full camp and stuff like that. I mean, Santiago, this is probably a good dog play because he knows how to wrestle. He knows how to grapple. He's probably going to have the volume. He probably is a better striker. He can throw power. We've seen Bryce get hurt with punches. And if Bryce starts panic wrestling, that's going to be a bad idea. So I like Santiago Luna as the dog here. If he starts fading, it is what it is at that point. I mean, it's dog money, so, you know, it is what it is. I'm going with Santiago Luna to get it done. Ziam versus Tom Big Train Nolan. Tom Nolan just kind of is who he is. I've been very kind of, I don't want to say anti for us, Ziam, but I was anti. I mean, I had my lock of the week as Matt Frivola versus Ziam. I said Matt Frivola can take the wrestling to this guy, and he took the wrestling to him, and he almost got that guillotine early, and we've seen Ziam in situations before, previously in his career versus Terrence McKinney, where he gets in tight spots, and he's like, oh yeah, he turns into a fucking French dude. And I know a lot of people are going to have a little pause for concern because this guy eventually is probably going to turn back into a French guy. But against Tom Nolan, I just don't see it because I think it's going to be just what we saw in his last fight. Talking about Ziam, it's probably just going to be the wrestling. Going to be the wrestling, going to be the grappling. Ziam's up with Trevor Whitman. He's been working hard with Gagey, preparing Gagey for his fight. I have to imagine like Gagey's been working on like defending wrestling and stuff like that from Ilya. And we've seen Ziam be a better wrestler every time he shows up. And the way that he was able to take down and control a guy like Nazim Sadikov was like, holy shit. Like, I came in that fight being like, oh, Nazim knows how to wrestle. He's a good striker. He can weather the storm. And Ziam made Nazim look like he'd never wrestled a day in his fucking life. And Tom Nolan has really not really fought anybody. And he was dropped by Victor Martinez, who just got fucking smoked by Rong Zhu. He was dropped by Charlie Campbell. I know he got the rear naked choke, but he was able to kind of hurt him earlier and just kind of like threw that in a little bit. I think it's just going to be, this is going to be like, Ziam's got good game plans, man. Trevor Whitten's got him fucking locked in. Take him down early, take the pop out of his shots, and Tom Nolan early is going to be live with the knees, with the wild shit, and if Ziam stands and bangs with them, it could be trouble. But, I mean, Ziam seems pretty locked in. I think it's going to be straight to the wrestling, body lock, drag him to the ground, maul him, second round starts, do it again, he wears down, maybe get a Ziam second, third round finish, maybe a submission. Remember, he almost got that submission versus Nazim as well. Kind of, he's been throwing in submissions pretty quick. So, Ziam, I think, kind of rolls here. It could end up being a boring fight, but I think he gets a takedown early. Should get a takedown early, get it done. Give me Ziam to get it done. Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabazian. I've been up and down on a guy like Brendan Allen. If people don't want to trust to Brendan Allen, I get it. Brendan Allen is a hard guy to trust. And I know he's coming off the big win versus RDR, but that guy was getting fucking mauled. Like every single person, I had a lot of money on RDR. First round, I'm like, oh, we're good to go. Second round starts, I'm like, oh my God, he's about to get this finished. This fight's going exactly how we thought it was going to. And then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa. Third round starts, I think RDR got a takedown to start the third round. And you're like, okay, yeah, we're rolling back into it. And then it's like, whoa, RDR's fucking tired. That fight was much more about RDR slowing down than it was than Brendan Allen doing kind of anything in that fight. It's not like he came out and like started dominating that fight. But Brendan Allen showed guys got a little bit more heart than we thought. We've seen him in fights before that the second things start going south, it's like, oh, fuck, here we go. We saw him versus what's his name, the Frenchie, Imavov. Come in immediately, grab that motherfucker, pick him up, throw him down, and control him for 5 fucking minutes. And if you listen to him and you trust what he says, and I think Moicano backs up as well, they kind of fucked with him. If you guys don't know the story, the guy weighed in, and then they were like, oh, we got to test you. We got to do a fucking pee test or whatever. And he's like, okay, that's no problem. Typically, they do that like after the fight's on Saturday. And they said, no, we need it right now. He's like, what are you talking about? I can't pee. I have no water in me. They said, that's fine. You'll sit right here until you have to pee. Then he's sitting there for like 2 hours because he's fucking dehydrated, can't rehydrate, or he's like trying to rehydrate, but he can't go back. He just wants to get some food in him, but he can't eat because he's sitting there. They're like, oh, we need some blood as well. So they're like sticking him for blood. And apparently he says that had a lot to do with the way that his cardio was. And if you watch that fight, it kind of makes sense because the guy looked absolutely great. And if you watch Edmund Shabazian, I mean, this should be a 1 + 1 = 2 fight. Edmund Shabazian has struggled with wrestling, with grappling in the past. Edmund Shabazian has been a guy that also has slowed down in fights. And if you watched Edmund Shabazian in his last few fights and the people he's fighting, Andre Muniz was on his way to probably winning that first round of the fight until the last 15 seconds. He's fighting Andre Petroski to a decision, one of the chinniest guys in the world. He's smoking a Dylan Butka who shouldn't even be in the UFC. He's losing to a Gerald Mearshart. Almost knocks out Gerald early in that first round. But again, Edmund's the one that gassed and was able to get finished. He's beating an AJ Dobson. He almost got knocked out by AJ Dobson in that fight. I was at that fight. I'm like, holy fuck, Edmund, what are we doing here, buddy? He's fighting, I think the combined record of the last 5 people he's fought is 5-24. And he's fighting. If this guy, Edmund Shabazian, goes to a decision with Andre Petroski and then knocks out Brendan Allen, I'm done with the sport. It just shouldn't happen. I know Brendan Allen's been hurt in the past. He's been knocked out. Oh my God, he was knocked out by Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland doesn't knock out anybody. We've seen Sean Strickland fucking rip shots on people. Usually he's just touch. When he starts ripping, it is what it is. Okay? Brendan Allen should get a takedown immediately. And if he gets a takedown immediately, he's shown that he's kind of cleaned up the cardio and heart advantage. If he doesn't get a finish in the first round, he should be able to get a takedown in the second round. I trust at this point, I can't believe I'm saying it, the cardio of Brendan Allen a little bit more than Edmund Shabazian. Edmund Shabazian's not like this crazy guy that comes in, is in your face, throwing wild shit. Yeah, he's got power, he's got kicks, he's a good striker. But he's kind of a sit and wait type of guy. Andre Petroski almost outstruck him in the first round of that fight. Andre fucking Petroski. So if you're Brendan Allen, just take your time, pop, smaller cage, back him up, shoot a shot, get the fucking takedown, and do what you gotta do. I think Brendan Allen should roll here. I'm surprised at the odds. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. And I understand I'm not a guy that usually trusts a guy like Brendan Allen, but my God. He picked up Imavov and slammed it down and controlled him. He was fucking mauling Fluffy before he won that fight. I know the Vettori fight is what it is, but Vettori's got a fucking blockhead stage. He makes every fight kind of close. I know he kind of gets beat up, but that was a good bounce, and then he shows his heart with RZR. Listen, it is what it is. I'm taking Brendan Allen. If Shabazian gets it done, he gets it done, and that's going to be really embarrassing for Brendan Allen because everyone's like, why the fuck is he getting this fight after he just fought this fight and this guy? Be really fucking embarrassing, but give me Brendan Allen to get it done. Main event time, we got Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. Number 1. Okay, let's get this fucking jumping off the rip. Gabriel, I don't care what you say. There's no way you can argue with me on this. Gabriel Bonfim is the most dangerous fighter that Belal Muhammad has probably ever fought. I know, I'm a big JDM guy. JDM has shown at this point he's not really that much of a dangerous guy. He's got good boxing stuff, but he's not really a dangerous guy. This is the most dangerous guy that Belal Muhammad has fought, maybe and probably in his entire career. Okay? Now I'm going to agree with you. All the Belal people are going to say, listen, Jacob, he's just going to weather the storm. Just weather the storm. Get out of the first round. Get out of the second round. And then Belal's just going to absolutely take over on this fight. He's probably going to TKO this guy. This guy, Bonfim, is going to slow down. He can't handle the pressure of Belal Muhammad. Oh, I agree. I'm on your side as well. If this gets out of the second round, it is bad news for Bonfim. But this isn't Leon Edwards. This isn't Sean Brady. This isn't Jack Della Maddalena. This isn't Ian Gary. This isn't Gilbert Burns. That forward pressure, nonstop pressure of Belal Muhammad, of eating shots, but staying in the face with the jab and just kind of staying in that pocket boxing and kind of shooting these kind of half-ass takedowns and stuff. Let's not forget that Belal Muhammad isn't fucking Khabib. He's not just getting automatic takedowns and getting a million minutes of control. Leon Edwards was taking this guy down. Leon Edwards had this guy in a tough position, had his back and stuff as well. He's been out-grappled in fights before. But if you watch the way that he pressures these fighters, and he watched the shots that JDM was able to land, and he watched kind of how he was able to get manipulated in the grappling at times versus people, and especially against like a Leon Edwards. And you put Gabriel Bonfim in the position of JDM while he's landing those strikes. Or you put Gabriel Bonfim in the position on the back or whatever, where Leon Edwards was. I think that's big fucking trouble. I think that's big fucking trouble for a guy like Belal Muhammad. I think the pressure boxing of Belal Muhammad is big trouble. I think the way that he kind of ducks to where he jabs and kind of ducks to throw that overhand right, to level change overhand right to get into the clinch is going to be big trouble versus that Muay Thai guy that likes to throw the knees and the elbows and can be aggressive and stuff like that. I think the calf kick. What did I tell you guys that Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown? I said, I know we all hate talking about the goddamn calf kick. Calf kick, Joe Rogan, calf kick, oh, calf kick, calf kick. I said, in this fight against Randy Brown, it's going to fucking matter. Because he does have a really good calf kick, and he will stay on the calf kick. And that's what won him the fight, was that fucking calf kick. Belal Muhammad, bladed stance, likes to stay heavy on that front leg, squats down to stay with that jab, to throw that little duck underhand right or overhand right. You know, that double jab with the overhand ducking. I think that calf kick's going to be for Gabriel Bonfim. Now, I'm not stupid. I already said that in the beginning. If Bilal's able to get the early takedowns or able to get out of the second round, the longer this fight goes, it's going to favor Belal. So if you're on Belal and you think he weathers the storm, fine. I get it. Me, I don't think he's weathering the storm. I think those takedown attempts against the fence, it's going to be dangerous with those guillotine attempts, the front chokes. I think he could get taken down and grappled at times, and in the scrambles, Gabriel Bonfim could find something. But I think it's going to be in the striking. I think the pressure striking of Belal, he's going to walk into something, and it's going to be when he's walking into something and he's uncomfortable in the striking and the shots are not set up and they're from the outside. That's when you make the mistakes versus these guys. This feels to me like it's going to be like the Izzy and Joe Pyfer fight. It feels like the exact same thing. Everyone said if Izzy just weathers a storm, he'll take over the fight. And it was trending that way, right? We saw it was trending that way. I had money on, I had the same bets I'm going to have on Gabriel Bonfim. I had the exact same ones on Joe Pyfer. Round 1, round 2. And I told myself, if he gets out of round 2, he's not going to win the fight. And we all saw it. We're like, oh shit, Joe Pyfer's getting fucking tired. Izzy's going to fucking, and then Joe Pyfer won the fight. I think it's the same thing here. Everyone's just going to be waiting for Gabriel Bonfim to get tired, wait for Belal to weather the storm, and it's going to be like, Belal. And the Belal's going to take that bad shot and it's going to be like, Belal. That's just how I see the fight. If it extends, it extends. But this is the most dangerous fighter that Belal Muhammad has fought in his entire career. He's kind of getting beat up before in fights. He's a tough dude, a pressure guy, all this type of stuff. I think this is a different level. I know there's people say there's levels to this. I think this is a different level of danger. And if Belal comes in with the game plan that he had against Leon or JDM, which is kind of reckless pressure just to bring pressure, I think he's walking into something. I think he's getting hurt. I think he could get submitted in this one. We'll see how it plays out. I appreciate you guys watching. Like the video right now. Subscribe if you're new. WeWantPicks.com, $10 a month. My name is Jacob, a.k.a. the Freckled Salamander. I'm out. Peace.